Wow! Hello Tanzania! Hello Tanzanian ordinary secondary students. How are you? Habari wanafunzi wa Tanzania wa elimu ya sekondari kidato cha kwanza mpaka cha 4. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome all the students, all the parents, guardians, teachers, and managers, and all school owners, and different team people in different aspects, and even leaders, government leaders. You are warmly welcome into our Tanzania Online Ordinary Secondary School in square bracket Olenjolai. My name is Olenjolai. I am a Tanzanian. I thank God you have given me a gift of teaching. I am a teacher. I love so much teaching, and teaching, it's a work of my it's a work of my heart. I have been teaching for more than 15 years, and I have a plan to teach for the rest of my life and even beyond of my life. So I thank God for his own gift, and I'm here to serve his purpose. I am a local and a national teacher. So what does it mean that I am a local teacher? I thank God that his own grace. Just a local teacher in one of the secondary schools from Form 1 to Form 6, and also I am a local teacher in one of the institutions in Tanzania that actually is called Dar-es-Salaam Institute of Technology, and where actually I teach ordinary diploma students and undergraduate or bachelor degree students. So I thank God for that gift. But also online, I thank God because I am a national teacher. In Tanzania, or in a Tanzanian educational system, our national language is Swahili, and our official language is English. The mediums of instructions, or the language that we are using to teach primary school students or primary pupils, we are teaching them by using two languages. Some of the pupils who have been taking the year studies in primary in Swahili, in primary educations by using the Swahili medium. So there are primary Swahili medium, and also you have English medium primary schools, English medium primary schools, and Swahili medium primary school. So in Swahili medium primary schools, all the subjects are taught in Swahili except the subject of English. Also in English medium primary education or primary schools, all the subjects are taught in English except one subject that's called the Swahili. But according to the statistic, and the statistic in our beautiful country of Tanzania, more than 75 ordinary secondary students, they originated from Swahili medium primary school. So if that's the case, we always have a responsibility to transform these Swahili medium primary pupils into the ordinary secondary schools medium of instructions, whereby all the subjects are taught in English except one subject that's called the Swahili. So the way we are helping them, as well as the Tanzanians, we used to teach them by using two languages, English and Swahili, in order to help them to understand the concept while they are being transformed from Swahili medium of instructions into full English medium of instruction. In Tanzania Online Ordinary Secondary Schools, we are teaching ordinary secondary students, ordinary secondary students, which is actual that we are teaching Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, and Form 4. So for Form 1 and Form 2, because it's transformational classes from Swahili medium to English medium, I'll be using two languages during my teaching. I'll be using English language, and I'll be writing everything in English, but also simultaneously, I'll be using Swahili medium in order to make sure that every student, every Form 1 and Form 2 students who will be serious students in Tanzania Online Ordinary Secondary School will understand our teaching and enjoy them and master the science and mathematics and computer science subjects. So just understand that for the English medium pupils, secondary students, you will be tolerating us, we'll be translating Swahili, and you have to understand that our vision is actual to cover and help all the ordinary secondary school students in Tanzania, whether they are studying private secondary schools, ordinary secondary schools, or in government ordinary secondary schools. We don't care. All the private candidates, we have private candidates. We have some others who want actually to progress in their academics. So we like to say that this is the good place for you to enjoy the move of what? The move of mathematics and science. Napenda kuchukua nafasi hii kuwakaribisha wanafunzi wote wanaotazama kipindi hiki, na wazazi, karibuni walezi, karibuni pia walimu wa shule ya msingi, wa shule za sekondari, karibuni pia wanafunzi binafsi, wanafunzi wa sekondari, karibuni pia viongozi na walimu wa shule mbalimbali za sekondari, na hata pia wakurugenzi wa shule za sekondari. Karibuni katika kipindi hiki kizuri sana cha kujifunza masomo ya sayansi na hisabati kupitia teknolojia ya internet. Jina langu ninaitwa Olenjolai. Namshukuru Mungu aliyenipa kipawa cha kufundisha. Ni mwalimu wa neno la Mungu, ni mwalimu wa hisabati, ni mwalimu wa sayansi, ni mwalimu wa uhandisi, lakini pia ni mwalimu wa lugha za kompyuta au sayansi ya kompyuta. Kwa hiyo hayo ndio maeneo matano ambayo Mungu amenipa kuweza kufundisha kwa moyo wangu wote na kwa nguvu zangu zote na kwa akili zangu zote ambazo Mungu amenipa. Kwa sababu namshukuru Mungu amenipa akili za kutumia katika maisha yangu ya kila siku. So kwa hiyo napenda kuchukua nafasi hii kuwakaribisha wanafunzi wote wa kidato cha kwanza, cha pili, cha tatu na cha nne katika shule yetu ya mtandao inaitwa Tanzania Online Ordinary Secondary School, na kwenye mabano ni Olenjolai ambaye ndio muasisi na ndio mwalimu pia ambaye yuko zamu katika kufundisha katika kipindi cha leo. Kwa hiyo kwa sababu wanafunzi wengi wanatokea wamesoma, kwa sababu katika nchi yetu ya Tanzania tuna wanafunzi ambao wamesoma kwa kutumia lugha ya Kiingereza, elimu ya msingi kwa kutumia lugha ya Kiingereza, na wengine wamesoma elimu ya msingi kwa kutumia lugha ya Kiswahili, isipokuwa labda somo moja la Kiingereza. Kwa mantiki hiyo, kwa sababu tunatamani tuwafundishe 25% wanafunzi waliosoma elimu ya msingi kwa lugha ya Kiingereza na 75 ambayo wamesoma elimu ya msingi kwa lugha ya Kiswahili, tutawafundisha kwa kutumia lugha mbili, lugha ya Kiingereza na lugha ya Kiswahili. Lakini kumbuka, lugha ya kufundishia kwa elimu ya sekondari kulingana na mtaala wa nchi ya Tanzania ni lugha ya Kiingereza. Lakini kwa sababu hawa wanafunzi wengi wao hawana msingi mzuri wa lugha ya Kiingereza, kwa masomo yote ya kidato cha kwanza na cha pili tutawafundisha kwa kutumia lugha mbili ya Kiingereza na Kiswahili, ili kuwasaidia na wao waweze kuelewa wakati wanapobadilika kutoka kwenye mfumo wa kujifunza masomo ya sekondari kwa kutumia lugha ya Kiingereza, wao wanatoka kwa lugha ya Kiswahili kuelekea katika lugha ya Kiingereza. Na naamini tutakapokuwa tumefika kidato cha tatu, manake wote tutakuwa tunaelewa sasa Kiingereza, kufundishwa kwa Kiingereza, na tutakuwa tunatumia lugha ya Kiingereza zaidi kuliko Kiswahili kadri tunavyozidi kwenda. Na tunapofika kidato cha 5 na cha 6, manake tayari tutakuwa tunatumia Kiingereza kwa sababu ushaelewa na umeshakuwa na misamiati mingi, na inakuwa ni rahisi kuelewa kwamba mwalimu anafundisha nini. Sawa sawa? Nashukuru kwa kuelewa hivyo. Kwa wale wanafunzi wa lugha ya Kiingereza mnaofahamu, mtatuvumilia, hatuna namna, kwa sababu maelekezo ya Mungu mwenye huduma hii na mwenye shule hii ndiye ambaye tunayowafuata. So let's take this opportunity to welcome you into Tanzania Online Ordinary Secondary School, square bracket Olenjolai, it's our online schools. Napenda kuchukua nafasi hii kukaribisha katika shule yetu ya manake ya elimu ya ngazi ya kati, elimu ya sekondari ngazi ya kati, na we have 4 departments. Tuna idara 4. The first department is called Departments of Mathematics. The second one is called the Departments of Physics, Departments of Chemistry, and Departments of Computer Science. Tuna idara ya hisabati, tuna idara ya fizikia, tuna idara ya kemia, tuna idara ya sayansi ya kompyuta. So today we are in Departments of Physics. Leo hii tuko kwenye idara ya Physics. Kuna chakula kizuri cha akili ambacho nimekuandalia. And these contents that we are going to teach, we are going to teach pre-form 1 students, wanafunzi ambao wanaojiandaa kuingia kidato cha kwanza, form 1 student, waliokuwa kidato cha kwanza, grade 8, wanaosoma pia darasa la 8 kwa mfumo wa Uingereza na Marekani. Then this is session 00 au session 0. Hiki ni kipindi cha 0, general introductions of pressure. Manake utangulizi wa jumla wa mada ya pressure. The subject is called the physics. Leo hii tunasoma linaloitwa fizikia. And we are going to discuss about chapter 7 called the pressure. Leo hii tunaenda kujifunza juu ya mada au sura ya 7 ambayo inaitwa pressure. And I have prepared a good news for you. Remember that this is the very interactive online schools. Kumbuka kwamba hii ni shule ambayo mwalimu anakuwa anashirikiana kwa karibu sana na wanafunzi. So I would like to ask you to participate actively. Napenda kuchukua nafasi kuomba mwanafunzi uweze kushiriki kwa umakini na kwa kuzingatia. And also I would like to ask every student to listen and understand and enjoy the session. Napenda kila mwanafunzi asikilize, aelewe ninachofundisha na kufurahia kipindi. In case you have a question or you didn't understand or you want to give us a feedback that you have understood what I've taught you, kama una maswali au unataka kutupa mrejesho kama umeelewa au kuna mahali hujaelewa, please use the comment sections or the chat. If this video is live, use the chat sections just to ask questions, to give us feedback whether you have understood or not. And also you may use the comment sections below in that video that in our YouTube channel at Tanzania Online or Level Secondary School. You can use the comment section there in order to make sure that you leave the comments for us to get the feedback. Kwa ajili ya kuuliza maswali, kama unataka kuuliza maswali au kutupa mrejesho kama umeelewa tunachokufundisha au kuna mahali hujaelewa, unaweza kutumia sehemu ya chati upande wa kulia wakati video hii ikienda live. Lakini ukikosa live utaipata pia kwenye channel yetu au kwenye shule yetu ya kwenye mfumo wa YouTube inaitwa Tanzania Level Secondary School kwenye mabano Olenjolai. That's our official YouTube channel. Lakini pia unaweza kauliza maswali yako katika sehemu ya comment kama endapo video inakuwa haiko live, kwa sababu tukishaenda live bado video hatuifuti, na kuwepo kwenye shule yetu inakuwa kwenye playlist ya physics na playlist ya pressure, na inakuwepo hapo kwa ajili ya wewe kuweza kujifunza wakati tofauti. So we are very serious and we ask students who are serious. In case you want to register yourself, it is free. We are actually donating these contents without charging you currently because we want to just transform your mindset. Kama ukitaka pia kujisajili wewe mwanafunzi wa kudumu wa Tanzania Online Ordinary Secondary School kwenye mabano Olenjolai, usajili wetu ni bure, na hata pia tunachokifundisha tunakufundisha pasipo kuweza kuomba malipo yoyote kutoka kwako. Kwa hiyo hakikisha unabonyeza kitufe cha subscribe ili uweze kupata taarifa na uwe wa kwanza kupata taarifa punde tunapoongeza video mpya, ambayo inaongeza video mpya kila baada au video mpya angalau moja kwa kila wiki. So make sure that you click the buttons of subscribe for you to register yourself and to receive notification whenever we publish a new video. So if that's the case, then I believe that you have introductions information. Now I would like to ask you to go into our today's class. Let me know, how are you students again? Are you ready for session 0? Je, uko tayari kwa ajili ya kipindi cha kwanza cha utangulizi wa jumla mada ya pressure? So if that is the case, take your physics exercise book, take your physics for secondary schools students book Form 1 by Tanzania Institute of Education. Take your pencil, take your pen, and have a fresh mindset, and let us go into the business. Class, say pressure. Again, say pressure. We have biological pressure, and also you have pressure in physics, and also you have pressure in chemistry. You have pressure in biology, pressure in physics, pressure in chemistry. So today we're going to discuss about pressure in physics. Tunafizikia kwenye elimu ya kibiolojia, viumbe hai, na elimu ya kikemia, na tunafizikia pia katika elimu ya sekondari katika somo la fizikia. So let us start our session. General introductions of pressure. Say it. I like students who can cooperate, who will be talking, pronouncing these terminologies, because once you pronounce, then it will be written in your subconscious mind and you'll never forget. So general introductions of pressure. The general introductions of pressure. So let us start. Tuanze kipindi chetu. Number 1, what should we discuss in general introductions of pressure? Refer physics syllabus. Refer physics syllabus for, this is number 1, for ordinary secondary schools. Secondary schools. Form 1, Form 4. In Tanzania, and in special, a new syllabus. Tanzania now, from year 2025, where we have been using a new syllabus which has been written in 2000 or 2023. So this is new, remember that, new syllabus. The old syllabus it has been written since 2007. So new syllabus by Tanzania Institute of Technology. No, Tanzania Institute of Education. Kilichoandaliwa na taasisi ya elimu. In short, we call it TAI. TAI is an abbreviation of Tanzania Institute of Education. So students operating, pronounce, refer, say refer, physics syllabus for ordinary secondary schools from 1 to Form 4 in Tanzania. The new syllabus by Tanzania Institute of Education, aka TAI. Rejea mtaala wa fizikia kwa elimu ya sekondari ngazi ya kati, kidato cha kwanza mpaka cha 4 katika nchi ya Tanzania, na sasa mtaala mpya ambao umeandaliwa na taasisi ya elimu ya Tanzania. That is translation in Swahili. According to the physics syllabus, kulingana na mtaala wa fizikia, according to the physics syllabus for ordinary secondary school, for ordinary secondary schools from 1 to Form 4, from 1 to Form 4, the following are the general main competences and the specific competences. And specific competencies. For any topic of physics, for any topic of physics, for ordinary secondary school, and this is refer page 1 to 9. So according to the physics syllabus, according to what? Physics syllabus for ordinary secondary school from 1 to Form 4, the following are the general main competencies, and also specific competencies for any topic of physics for ordinary secondary school, So for instance, in physics, from 1, we have 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 topics. 10 or 9? Let me check. We have 9 topics, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we have 9 topics. So in all the 9 topics, the following are the main competencies and specific competencies. Kwa hiyo tunasema kwamba kulingana na mtaala, syllabus no mtaala. Andika, you should have a pencil to write translations in Swahili. Syllabus ni mtaala, fizikia, mtaala wa fizikia. Kwa ajili ya elimu ya ngazi ya kati ya sekondari, kwa shule za sekondari, kidato cha kwanza mpaka cha 4. Zifuatazo ni malengo makuu na malengo maalum kwa mada yoyote, for any topic, kwa mada au sura yoyote, for any topic or for any topic of physics for ordinary secondary schools, page 1 to page 9. Manake ukurasa wa kwanza mpaka ukurasa wa 9. Okay? Wonderful. So remember that this is the main contacts, our contacts, our official contacts, or WhatsApp official contacts, 0759745331. You may check us in WhatsApp or normal calls, and also you may offer your offerings in case that you want to support this wonderful and fantastic work. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let us discuss about the main and specific competencies of pressure. So these are also main competencies for pressure and specific competencies for pressure. So we'll be using the table. Tutaenda kutumia jedwali, main and the specific competencies. Specific competencies of pressure. Of what? Of pressure. Of pressure. Main and specific competencies of pressure. So we're using the table. So the main and the specific competencies. Main and specific competencies to be developed are presented in table 1. Table 1 below. This is, you have to refer the physics syllabus, for O-level, ordinary secondary schools, O-level, secondary school, page G. This page what? Page 3, page what? Page 4. This is table 1. Main and specific competences for Form 1, Form 4. Here you have main competencies. And in physics, for O level, we have only 3 main competencies. I know that many teachers don't like to teach about what I'm teaching you are the foundations of this topic. Ninajua kwamba walimu wengi hawapendi sana kufundisha hiki ambacho nimeanza kufundisha. Kwa nini? Kwa sababu wanatamani wabakie wao na wanajua. But this is not a confidential. Every student might know. It's very important to know where you are heading to. Kwa kwangu mimi napenda sana mwanafunzi ajue nini tulichoagizwa kujifunza. I like all my students to know that what are the formal institutions that are organizing syllabuses, teaching materials, and teaching periods, and all of that, to know what has been instructed to learn. So here we're going to have main competencies. In the second column, we are going to have specific competencies. Specific competencies. So the first main competencies. So I'll be introducing to you the first main competencies, lengo kuu, and which is corresponding specific competencies. Apply knowledge of physics. Apply knowledge of physics in various contexts. In various contexts. Apply knowledge of physics in various contexts. Context. That's the first main competence. What is corresponding specific competence? 1.1. Demonstrate mastery. Demonstrate mastery of basic concepts. Demonstrate mastery of the basic concepts, theories. So students should demonstrate mastery of basic concepts. The students should demonstrate mastery of the basic theories and principles of physics. And principles of physics. Separating, let us pronounce now main competencies. Say main competencies. Main competencies. I will try my level best to help you to improve your language, your English language. And say specific competencies. Specific competencies. Say it, specific competencies. You may use your pencil to write its translations in Swahili and its translation in English, in Swahili. Main competencies, manake malengo makuu. Specific competencies, manake ni malengo maalum. The first main competencies, let us read together. 1, 2, 3. Let us read. 1, 2, 3. Apply knowledge of physics in various contexts. Apply knowledge of physics in various contexts. In various what? Contexts. Apply knowledge of physics in various contexts. What does it mean? Let me translate in Swahili. Tumia, lazima mwanafunzi uweze kutumia maarifa. Knowledge in Swahili call it maarifa ya fizikia katika maeneo mbalimbali au katika matumizi mbalimbali. In various manake ni mbalimbali au tofauti. What the first specific competence is this one. Students must be able to demonstrate mastery of basic. So let us read together. 1, 2, 3. Demonstrate mastery of basic concepts, basic theories, basic principles of physics. Shortly, we can read this sentence. Demonstrate mastery of basic concepts, theories, and the principles of physics. Mwanafunzi lazima awe na uwezo wa kuonyesha kumudu nini? Kumudu uelewa wa msingi au vipengele vya msingi, nadharia za msingi, theories, nadharia na kanuni za msingi za somo la fizikia. That's the first specific competence. The second specific competence means the students must be able to demonstrate mastery of basic concepts of physics, mastery of basic theories of physics, mastery of basic principles of physics. Hii ni elimu ya fizikia ya msingi. 1.2. A student will be able to demonstrate mastery of basic terminologies. Mastery of basic terminologies. Nake kwamba kumudu baadhi ya maneno ya msingi. Mastery of basic terminologies. Measurements, manake vipimo, and symbols in physics. And the symbols in physics. Separating, demonstrate mastery of basic terminologies, measurements, and the symbols in physics. Lazima mwanafunzi aweze kuonyesha kumudu misamiati ya msingi, vipimo vya msingi na alama katika somo la fizikia. So students, you must at the end of physics form 1, once you learned all the 9 topics, you must be able to demonstrate mastery of basic terminologies in physics, mastery of basic measurements in physics, mastery of basic symbols in physics. 3 things. You should be able to demonstrate what? Mastery of basic terminologies. We have so many terminologies in physics, but we are going to teach you basic terminologies in physics. For instance, density, for instance, pressure, for instance, relative density. We have force. All of them are basic terminologies of of physics. But also you should be able to demonstrate mastery of basic measurements. Say measurements. Measurements in Swahili means what? Vipimo. Vipimo. So you can write by using a pencil. Mastery of basic symbols. In physics, we are going to teach you a number of basic symbols. For instance, we are using capital F as the symbol of force. We are using capital A as the symbol of area. We are using capital P as the symbol of pressure. We are using rho as the symbol of density. We are using R.D as a symbol of relative density. We are using M, lowercase m, as a symbol of meter. We are using lowercase kg as a symbol of of the SI unit of mass, which is kilogram. So that's what we are going to teach you. Takufundisha misamiati ya msingi, vipimo vya msingi na alama za msingi katika somo la fizikia. Is it clear? Did you understand? Let me know in the comment section, so in the chat, that if you've understood. 1.3, use mathematics to explain physical principle. Physical principles and phenomena. Lengo la tatu ni kwamba mwanafunzi anatakiwa kutumia hisabati. Separating, let us pronounce, use mathematics to explain physical principles and phenomena. Use mathematics to explain physical principles and the phenomena. Kutumia hisabati kuelezea nini? Kanuni za fizikia na misamiati yake. Kutumia hisabati kuelezea, explain, kuelezea kanuni za fizikia na misamiati yake. Right? Okay? That's wonderful. To apply knowledge of physics in various contexts, use mathematics to explain physical principles and phenomena. Wonderful. Is it clear? Have you understood the first main competence? Apply knowledge of physics in various contexts. The final recap before we move into the second main competence. So let us read together. Apply knowledge of physics in various contexts. Kutumia maarifa ya fizikia katika maeneo mbalimbali. Demonstrate mastery of basic concepts, basic theories and the basic principles of physics. Lazima mwanafunzi awe na uwezo wa kumudu manake vipengele vya msingi au uelewa wa msingi na manake nadharia za msingi na kanuni za somo la fizikia. Demonstrating mastery of basic terminologies, measurements and the symbols in physics. It means simply demonstrate mastery of basic terminologies, basic measurements and basic symbols in physics. Manake kuonyesha au kufahamu, uwe na ufahamu wa kwamba unamudu juu ya misamiati mbalimbali ya msingi ya fizikia, vipimo vya msingi kwenye fizikia, kwa mfano kipimo cha density ya kimiminika, lakini pia alama za msingi kwenye somo la fizikia. The last specific competence is to use mathematics to explain physical principles and phenomena. Kutumia hisabati kwa ajili ya kuweza kuelezea kanuni mbalimbali za fizikia na misamiati. Is it clear? If you have a question, don't hesitate to ask in the chat when this video is going live, and also don't hesitate to ask the questions in the comment section when you are watching this video after it has been live. Please invite other performance students, Form 2 students, Form 3 students, Form 4 students into Tanzania Online O-Level Secondary School in order for them to learn and enjoy the beauty of physics for the rest of their life. Now let us move into the second main competencies. Ni sasa tunakwenda katika lengo kuu la pili. So the second main competence, number 2, it is conduct experiments in physics. Conduct means a Form 1 student should be able to conduct experiments in physics. In physics. Conduct experiments in physics. What are its specific competencies? Je, nini malengo yake? So stop writing. Say conduct experiments in physics. Read it. Conduct experiments in physics. Kufanya majaribio ya kifizikia. kufanya majaribio. Experiments manake majaribio, manake majaribio ya kivitendo, kufanya majaribio ya kivitendo katika somo la fizikia. So the first specific competence for this main competence means that a student must be able to demonstrate mastery of basic basic experimental skills. Basic experimental skills in physics. Basic experimental skills in physics. So operating, the students should be able to demonstrate mastery of basic experimental skills in physics. Did I read quickly? Let us go together. Demonstrate mastery of basic experimental skills in physics. Lazima mwanafunzi aweze kuonyesha kumudu juu ya majaribio ya msingi katika somo la fizikia. Lazima mwanafunzi aonyeshe kuwa na uwezo wa kufanya majaribio ya kivitendo ya msingi, kuwa na ujuzi wa kufanya majaribio madogo madogo ya kivitendo katika somo la fizikia. The second specific competence, which is 2.2, this is according to physics syllabus for ordinary secondary school from 1 to Form 4 by Tanzania Institute of Education. (2.2) Demonstrate mastery. Demonstrate mastery of data analysis. Demonstrate mastery of data analysis, presentation, and report writing. And report writing in physics. Demonstrate mastery of data analysis, presentation, and report writing in physics. So writing, let us read together. There are some vocabularies here. Demonstrate mastery of data analysis, presentation, and report writing in physics. Let us read again. Demonstrate mastery of data analysis, presentation, and report writing in physics. These are the very important skills, and you have to remember this for the rest of your life. Very important competencies for the serious physics student. Kwa hiyo mwanafunzi lazima awe na uwezo wa kuonyesha uwezo wa kufanya uchambuzi wa data, kuonyesha uwezo, demonstrate uwezo, kuonyesha uwezo wa kumudu kufanya uchambuzi wa data, kuwasilisha au kuwakilisha, yani data presentation. Data presentation tunasema kwamba kuonyesha njia mbalimbali za kuonyesha data. For instance, you can use Excel as a data presentation. Data presentation, mastery of report writing in physics. Namna gani ya kuandika taarifa ya majaribio ya kivitendo ya fizikia. Kuna mbinu na kuna utaratibu na kuna kanuni na kuna muundo wa kuandika taarifa ya majaribio ya kivitendo ya somo la fizikia. So we have a number of steps that you have to follow in a particular structure on report writing in physics. Is it clear, students? Let me know. Is it clear? Do you understand? Do you understand physics? This is a very strong foundation that I'll be reminding my students in each topic that I'll be teaching you. I'll be reminding about these main competencies and specific competencies, because this is what has been written in my mind, and I would like to write in the mind of the students so that you know where are we going, where are we heading, where is our final destination in learning physics Form 1. Right? Great. Now, if you don't have a question, then let us move into the 30 main competencies. Sasa twende katika manake lengo kuu la 3. The 30 competencies is called evaluate. So they should be able to evaluate and use. Evaluate and use information in physics. Use information in physics. Separating, acha kuandika. Evaluate, let us read together, 1, 2, 3. Evaluate and use information in physics. Evaluate, kuchambua, na kutumia taarifa katika fizikia. Evaluate and use information in physics. Specific competencies. Malengo maalum. The first one is collect, describe, and relate physical data. And relate physical data. This is the first specific competence. Kwa mwanafunzi lazima awe na uwezo. So separating, let us read, collect, describe, and relate physical data. So students should be able to collect data, should be able to describe physical data, and should be able to relate physical data. Kwa mwanafunzi lazima ina uwezo wa kukusanya taarifa za kwenye majaribio ya kivitendo ya fizikia, kuelezea taarifa ambayo imepatikana baada ya kufanya majaribio ya kivitendo kwenye fizikia, lakini pia kuhusianisha hizo taarifa. (1.2) Carry out a project in physics. Carry out a project in physics. Mwanafunzi awe na uwezo wa kufanya project, kazi maalum ambayo yenye mpangilio katika somo la fizikia. So these are 3 main competencies of physics Form 1, and also not only physics Form 1, for physics Form 1, physics Form 2, physics Form 3, physics Form 4. And also we have 7 specific competencies for physics for ordinary secondary school. So again, these are the main competencies: conduct experiments in physics. Specific competencies: demonstrate mastery of basic experimental skills in physics, demonstrate mastery of data analysis, presentation, and report writing in physics. Then here we have evaluate and use information in physics, collect, describe, and relate physical data, carry out a project in physics. Wonderful. Is it clear? You have to accept it, you have to think, digest, and enjoy it. So that's all about main competences and specific competences for a topic or for any topic of physics for ordinary secondary school. Is it clear? So if it's clear, now let us discuss about do you understand our students? Let me hear yes or no, we did not understand, sir. Remember that our main goal to teach you online is to help you to understand mathematics, the Word of God, physics, chemistry, electronics engineering modules or subjects, telecommunication engineering modules or subjects, and even what? Electronics engineering. So now, ladies and gentlemen, sasa hebu tuangalie kazi za kujifunzia. Let us learn about learning activities of pressure. What are the learning activities in this topic? Physics syllabus for ordinary secondary schools. This is from page 13, 22. So what are the learning activities that we are supposed to use them in order to understand the topic of pressure? What are they? Okay, so now, dear students, let us discuss about learning activities of pressure. Refer physics syllabus for ordinary secondary school, from 5, from 1, from 4, page 13 to page 22. So learning activities is very important part, where the students, whereby Tanzania Institute of Education gives students the learning activities in order to use those learning activities to learn and master the concept of pressure. Kwa hiyo mwanafunzi au kwamba taasisi ya elimu huwa inaandaa kazi za kujifunzia mada fulani. A teacher should know them and also students should know this. Kwa mwanafunzi anatakiwa kuyafahamu haya na pia mwanafunzi anatakiwa ayajue, au kwamba mwalimu anatakiwa ayajue haya. So now, learning activities of the pressure. What are learning activities? So the learning activities always of physics, always relates with the main competences. The main competences. Kwa hiyo learning activities, hizi kazi za kujifunza zinahusiana na malengo makuu ya somo. Then number 1 we say, or 2.1, the learning activity, the learning activity of the first main competence of physics from 1 to Form 4. From 1 to Form 4. So the learning activities of physics always relate with the main competences of physics. 2.1, the first main activity which relate with the first main competence. So the first learning activities which relate to the first main competence. So the learning activities of first competence. The learning activity relate, not of, relate with the first main competence. So these actual are written in terms of letters, and this is you have to refer page 13 and page 22. So it's been written in terms of letters. So the main competence, the learning activities related to the first main competence. Remember the first main competence, state that what apply knowledge of physics in various contexts. It's Roman A. So a student should apply the knowledge of physics in various contexts to explain the concept. Explain the concept or the concepts and the principles. The concept and principles related to force, related to density, related to pressure, related to work, related to energy and power. Energy and power. So refer the book of physics for secondary school or for ordinary secondary schools, page 13. So the first learning activities related to the first main competence, manake kazi ya kwanza ya kujifunza. So let us go into physics. Kazi za kujifunzia mada ya pressure. Kazi ya kwanza, nasema kazi za kujifunzia za fizikia zinahusiana, zinahusiana na malengo makuu, main competences. 2.1, the learning activity relates with the main competence of physics from 1 to Form 4. Ifuatayo ni kazi ya kujifunzia yenye mahusiano na lengo kuu la kwanza la kujifunza fizikia kidato cha kwanza mpaka cha 4. Now let us read. Separating. Explain the concepts and principles. Explain the concept and principles. Repeat. Explain the concepts and principles related to force, Explain the concepts and principles related to density. Explain the concepts and principles related to pressure. Explain the concepts and principles related to work. Explain the concepts and principles related to energy. Explain the concepts and principles related to power. So you could notice that this is pressure. So applying knowledge of physics in different contexts, we'll be using that main competences, and with this learning activity of what? Explain the concept and principles related to what? Pressure, for our case, because I discussed about the pressure. If we are discussing about density, we could say that a student should be able to explain the concepts and principles of what? Of density, or related to density. Kwa hiyo mwanafunzi awe na uwezo wa kuelezea mbinu na kanuni mbalimbali za kani, density au tungamo, pressure, gandamizo, work, kazi, energy, nishati, power ni nguvu. That's the first. The second day learning activities. So say the second day. The second day learning activity relates with the second main so the second learning activity relates with the second main competence of physics for Form 1, Form 4. So that one is labeled as letter A. Conduct experiments related to motion, density, force, pressure, work, energy, power, and the mechanical properties of matters. So let us read. Conduct experiments. Separating the second learning activity relates with the second main competence of physics for Form 1, Form 4. Conduct experiments related to motion. Conduct experiment related to density. Conducting experiments related to the topic called the force. Conducting experiments related to the topic that called the pressure, the one that I discussed, we are learning. Conducting experiments related to the topic called the work, energy and power, conducting experiments related to mechanical properties of matters. Hiyo ndo kazi ya pili ya kujifunza. Lazima mwanafunzi awe na uwezo wa kufanya majaribio ya kivitendo ya somo la fizikia. Right? Remember, these are learning activities for the listed topics of Physics Form 1. In previous syllabus, the topic of motion or linear motion, it is the 6th topic. In the Physics for Form 2, and also others are other letter D topics. Okay, next, the third learning activity, 2.3. The third learning activity of learning activities of Physics Form 1, of Physics Form 1 to Form 4. And this one relates with the 30 main competencies. The 30 main competence. And this one is labeled as letter A. Labeled as letter B. Collect and analyze. Collect and analyze data. Collect and analyze data to explain collect and analyze data to explain various physical quantities. And in this case, physical quantities of density, physical quantities such as pressure, and physical quantities such as force. So again, you have pressure. Kwa hili ndo kazi ya tatu ya kujifunzia. The said activity of Physics Form 1 Form 4 relates with the said main competence. What was the said main learning main competences? It is evaluate and use information in physics. So now you'll be taught you'll be taught on how to collect data. We'll be teaching you or will teach you how to analyze data, but also to use the collected and analyzed data to explain various physical quantities, such as example of physical quantities are density, pressure, force, work, energy, power, gravity or acceleration, gravity, velocity, speed. All of them are physical quantities. So this is all about learning activities for the topic that called the pressure. If you've understood, let us know in the chat or in the comment section that you've understood. But if you didn't, please ask questions so we can help you to understand. Because The main goal of Tanzania Online Ordinary Secondary School is to help every student to understand physics and love it and enjoy for the rest of your life. Right? Sawa? Yeah. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let us move into the third part of session 0 that called we're going to discuss about the topic. So this is number 3. Just write this. Refer physics. Refer physics. Refer what? Refer physics. For secondary education. For secondary schools. Student book. Kitabu kwa ajili. There are 9 chapters. 9 chapters or 9 topics. Kuna sura 9 katika somo la fizikia kidato cha kwanza. The first chapter is called what? Introduction to Physics. Introduction to Physics. Utangulizi wa fizikia. Then chapter 2. Chapter 2 is called the measurement. Mada ya pili inaitwa measurement, vipimo. Chapter 2 is called the measurement. Chapter 1 is called introduction to physics. Mada ya kwanza ni utangulizi wa fizikia, introduction maana utangulizi. Mada ya pili au sura ya pili, measurements au vipimo. Mada ya tatu inaitwa introduction to force. Introduction to force. Nake utangulizi wa can. Force means can. Chapter 4, sura ya 4. Density, no, not density and relative density. Tungamo na uhusiano wa tungamo. Density and the relative density. Chapter 5, in previous syllabus is called Archimedes principle, but nowadays in new syllabus, chapter 5 is called the sinking and floating. And I've taught all the important concepts, sinking and the floating. Kuzama na kuelea. Kuzama na kuelea. Kuzama na kuelea. Chapter 6, before we are in chapter 7, Chapter 6, this is called mechanical properties. Mechanical properties of matters or of matter. Sifa za kikemikali za mada. Chapter 7. Chapter 7, sura ya 7. Now, where we are and what we are discussing. Chapter 7 is called the pressure. Say mechanical properties of matter. Stop writing. Mechanical properties of matter. Do you know meanings of matter in Swahili? Matter in Swahili means that mada. Kwa atakia kufahamu tabia za kimekanika au za kemikali. So these are the 7 topics of what? Of Physics Form 1. We still have 2. I will mention them in the next classes. That's all about chapters we have. Write quickly, andika haraka. Now we are going to learn about topics or subtopics of the topic called uniform circular motion. Hai. Sasa tunaanza kuingia na kujadili na kujifunza juu ya mada ya pressure. Yale yalikuwa ni utangulizi, ni msingi. Pressure on solids. Sema. Say the concept of pressure. Again, the concept of pressure. The second subtopic is called the pressure on solids. Say pressure on solids. The third subtopic, sehemu cha tatu, sehemu ya tatu ya mada, is called the pressure. Inaitwa pressure in liquids. Pressure katika vimiminika. Pressure in liquids. Pressure in what? Pressure in liquids. Pressure in what? In liquids. Pressure katika vimiminika. Then the fourth subtopic of pressure. Mada au sehemu ya 4 ya mada ya pressure. It's called the atmospheric. It's called what? Atmospheric pressure. Kwa mada ya 3 inaitwa pressure mgandamizo, atmospheric pressure. Pressure ya anga. Maana atmospheric, atmosphere inatokana na neno atmosphere. The word atmospheric originates from the word atmosphere. So pressure of this atmosphere. So these are the 4 main subtopics of the topic called the pressure. Concept of pressure, pressure pressure of solids, pressure of liquids, pressure of salts, pressure in liquids. Yes, pressure on solids, pressure in liquids, and atmospheric pressure. Those are the 4 subtopics of pressure. Now let us discuss the last part for this session 00 that called the concepts or contents of pressure. Sasa tujadili au tujifunze juu ya sehemu mbalimbali au vijisehemu au vijipengele vidogo vidogo vya mada ya pressure. So let me teach you about different concepts that you are going to learn, or the contents of the topic called the pressure. So this is number 5. The concepts, or contents of pressure. Concepts or contents of what? Of pressure. According, again, tunarejea, according to physics for secondary schools, physics for secondary schools, students textbook, Form 1, each subtopic mentioned above, kila kisehemu kidogo kilichotajwa hapo juu, mentioned above. So a subtopic mentioned above is broken into smaller concepts. Kwa hiyo kila sehemu au kila sehemu ndogo ya mada tulizotaja katika sehemu ya 4 ya kipindi hiki inaweza ikavunjwa ikatengeneza vipengele vidogo vidogo ambavyo tutakuwa tunajifunza. Students, this is what Olenjolai is going to teach you about pressure from the beginnings to the end. This is according to my comprehensions, my experience, and also my goal to simplify the concept of physics and make students love physics for the rest of their life. So I sat down, I read these 2 books. One of the books that I read is called the Physics for Secondary Schools, students book for Form 1, and also another one is Physics Syllabus for ordinary secondary schools from 1 to Form 4 in Tanzania. So then the following are the concept or contents of pressure that we are going to discuss. The first one, I'm going to teach you about the introduction. Say introduction. Say my introduction. Introduction of pressure. Utangulizi wa pressure. Nini maana ya pressure? We are going to start with the question, what is pressure? The second concept, I'm going to teach you about the concept of pressure. Nini mahuzui au nini au pressure inahusika na nini? The said content, I will teach you also about the pressure due to solids. Pressure due to salts. Pressure kulingana na mada yabisi. Then the fourth subtopic is dependence of pressure on the surface. On the surface of contact. So dependence of pressure on the surface of contact. Nini maana yake? Pressure due to salts. Pressure kulingana na mada yabisi. Dependence of pressure on the surface of contact. Utegemezi wa mgandamizo katika eneo katika eneo la makutano. Dependence, utegemezi wa mgandamizo, pressure ni mgandamizo kwenye eneo au kwenye uso wa kukutania. We'll discuss about that later. That's the first subtopic. The first contents. The first content that we are going to discuss in this topic is pressure in liquids. Tutawafundisha nini maana ya pressure katika kimiminika. Pressure in liquids. Pressure katika kimiminika. Number 6, I will teach you how you can derive or derivation of what? I will teach you derivation. Manake derivation of the formula of pressure. Derivation of the pressure in a liquid. In a liquid. Derivation of formula. Derivation of the formula of pressure in a liquid. Derivation of the formula of pressure in liquids. Manake kwamba utafutaji wa kanuni ya pressure au utafutaji au tunasema kwamba uumbaji au utengenezaji au tunasema kwamba namna ya kutengeneza hatua kwa hatua kanuni ya kutafuta mgandamizo kwenye kimiminika. Derivation of the formula of pressure in a liquid. Manake tunasema kwamba tunasema kwamba manake tunasema derivation, tunasema kwamba utaratibu au tunasema kwamba utaratibu wa kutafuta kanuni ya kutafuta mgandamizo kwenye vimiminika. The seventh content or seventh concept, we are going to learn about characteristics of pressure in liquids. Characteristics of pressure in liquids. Characteristics of pressure in liquids. Manake sifa ya pressure katika vimiminika. Number 8, pressure in liquid and abstract. Pressure in liquids or pressure in liquid and abstract. Pressure kwenye mgandamizo kwenye kimiminika na kani juu au kani msukumo wa juu. Abstract thrust ni can, up ni juu, kwa hiyo can ni msukumo juu. Kipengele cha 8 tutakachokwenda kujifunza kinaitwa nini? Students read 1 2 3. Pressure in liquids and the upthrust. Kanuni ya, sio kanuni samani, mgandamizo kwenye vimiminika na kani msukumo kuelekea juu. Kani msukumo kuelekea juu. Tuna vipengele 15 tunavyosoma na tutamaliza, usijali, sijasema kwamba sasa tutamaliza. Transmission of pressure in fluids. Pressure inaweza ikasafirishwa kwenye vimiminika. Transmission of pressure in fluids. Transmission of pressure in fluids. Manake usafirishaji wa pressure wa mgandamizo katika kiminika. Manake mgandamizo ndani ya kiminika unaweza kusafirishwa kutoka sehemu moja kwenda sehemu nyingine. Na mfano mzuri ni usafirishaji wa mgandamizo kwa kutumia hydraulic press. Pressure in liquids can be transmitted from one place to another place, or from one section of the system to another section of the system. A good example, pressure in liquids can be transmitted by using hydraulic press. That's transmissions of pressure in what? In fluids. The 10th concept that you're going to learn is what? Pascal's principle. Derivation or Pascal's principles of pressure transmission in fluids. Kuna kanuni ya mwanasayansi anaitwa Pascal. Pascal's principle. Pascal's principles. Pascal's principles of pressure transmission in fluids. Pressure transmission in fluid. Pascal's principle of pressure transmission in fluids. Pascal's principle of pressure transmission in fluids. The redundancy, the repetition. Kanuni ya Pascal, ya Bwana Pascal, ambayo inatufundisha namna mgandamizo kwenye kiminika unavyosafirishwa kutoka sehemu moja kwenda sehemu nyingine. 1 2 3, let us read Pascal's principle of pressure transmission in fluids. The 11th concept that you are going to learn is called the manometry. 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 Say manometry. Manometry is a device, or it's a measuring device of pressure in liquids. Or manometry ni kifaa cha kupimia pressure. Tutajifunza huko mbele. Then the next subtopic is called atmospheric pressure. Say atmospheric pressure. Say atmospheric pressure. Again, say atmospheric pressure. Say atmospheric pressure. Say atmospheric pressure. Manake pressure ya anga. Ndio maana atmospheric pressure. Pressure ya anga. Au pressure kwenye anga. Sehemu ya 13 The 13th concept is called what? Measurement. Measurement of what? Measurements of atmospheric pressure. Measurements of atmospheric pressure. Namna ya kupima mgandamizo wa anga au mgandamizo wa hewani. There are different devices to measure that, which shall be used in weather station. Weather station, kituo cha utabiri wa hali ya hewa. The 14th concept is called the common devices utilizing atmospheric pressure. Common devices utilizing atmospheric pressure. Vifaa mbalimbali vya fizikia vinavyofanya kazi kwa kutumia concept ya atmospheric pressure. Common devices, baadhi ya vifaa common. Separate, let us read. Common devices utilizing atmospheric pressure. Vifaa vya msingi vinavyotumia maarifa ya nini? Ya mgandamizo wa anga. The 15th concept or contents is called the solving conceptual questions. Solving conceptual questions of what? Kwa hiyo tutakwenda kufanya maswali katika zoezi la marudio namba 7 kwenye kitabu hiki kinachoitwa Fizikia kwa ajili ya shule za sekondari, kitabu cha mwanafunzi wa kidato cha kwanza. Kuna maswali, kuna zoezi la marudio namba 7, lina maswali mengi sana zaidi ya 10 ya pressure. Lakini pia tutakwenda kufanya maswali magumu au yenye mbinu, yenye mitego tofauti tofauti katika mitihani mbalimbali, ikiwepo moko, ikiwepo pia pre-national na ikiwepo pia mtihani wa taifa wa kidato cha pili. Dear students, did you understand what we've been discussed? Have you understood about session 0? Yes, there is no calculation, there is no complicated concept. It's actually the guidelines and it's the vision that we should have in order for us to enjoy the learning process of physics. So if that's the case, you say you have understood, every concept is clear, so you need actually to review several times to write in your mind. Maybe in your school you did not cover about pressure. This is the good time for you to take this advantage to be ahead of other students in your class. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank God who have given me a chance to teach you today and gave me a message and gave me a strange house and actual good emotion. So I would like to thank you also who have been watching this video from beginning to the end, and I would like to ask you that to be a good ambassador to other Form 1 students, Form 3, Form 4, and even Form 2 students, in order for them to make sure that they can access this content online at any time. So thank you very much. May God bless you, and we are still praying for you, and make sure that you don't miss about other sessions. Why? Because they will transform, these sessions will transform your life all the time. So transform your life from negative mindset to the positive mindset. So I would like to thank you and invite parents, guardians, invite a number of people to come and share together and learn about physics in Tanzania. And may God bless you abundantly now and forever. Thank you very much. See you. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome in session 1 of the pressure we are going to learn about introductions of pressure. You should not miss it, and you have to make sure that you join us actively with a very high expectation to continue with your advancing secondary education studies, even will be heading to a level or ordinary diploma. So thank you very much. May God bless you. See you in the next session. Bye bye.
Mungu ibariki Tanzania, dumisha uhuru.